What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint. Man, we got the big boy in the house, man. The XM Studios Hulkbuster quarter scale comic book version. It was a beast putting this thing together. I'm going to show you the unboxing. I'm going to show you the assembly. We're going to take some measurements. We're going to do a review. We're going to have close-ups. And I'm going to do some comparisons with some other big statues to kind of get an idea of how massive this piece truly is. So you guys stay tuned. Alright guys, as you can see, we have two huge heavy boxes for this XM Studios Hulkbuster. We're going to go ahead and do the unboxing now. Wish me luck. Just doing the unboxing, man, but so many pieces, two huge boxes.
Who done it? Who done it?
All right, guys, so we got everything from the first box taken out, got it on the table here. And as you can see, it's a ton of pieces. I'm just seeing red and gold everywhere. The first box had the entire regular Iron Man, and he's really impressive. He's really big. In pictures, you see him next to this huge Hulkbuster, so you think that he's a smaller piece, but he's true quarter scale, maybe even a little bit bigger he looks. You could definitely put him in a Besta by himself and just have a regular Iron Man piece. See if I can spin it around without hitting anything. So what you've got here, you got the full Iron Man with his base. You got the bottom half of Hulkbuster, which is the heaviest thing I've ever picked up as far as statues go. You have part of the upper torso, Hulkbuster's two arms, which are also massive. And then you have even like these huge gauntlets that go on top of the Hulkbuster arms. They got a really good weight to it, really good design with the battle damage. This isn't a review. We're going to look at this more in detail, but I just, while I have it all out here, really impressive, man. A lot of little like armor pieces. That first big box has both of the heads. Because as you know, you could display Hulkbuster by himself, and then you could display him opened up with this Iron Man coming out of him, which is how I think I'm going to display it. So, as far as unboxing the second box, I think we're going to have to do that in the loft or something, man. So, let's unbox that second one. Alright guys, we got to get creative here because I'm running out of space to put all these pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and unbox the second box.
Who done it?
Alright guys, here is all the pieces from the Hulkbuster. This base is huge, man. Here goes all the other pieces with Iron Man. Now we got to try to put this thing together. Alright guys, so I got the base on top of the desk. And this thing is crazy big. I mean, much bigger than I thought it was going to be. Let's measure the base. The base is about 32 inches wide. And It's about 23 inches deep. Well, I guess if you put it in like this, it's more like 17 inches deep. Detail is crazy. Let's try to get the Hulkbuster on this thing. Whew. Alright, man. So we got the body nice and flush into the base. Man, this thing is just massive. So he had a peg in his knee, and then the feet just fit flush into these grooves. This is crazy, man. So there are like these battery packs on his legs that have circular like watch batteries in them. You can probably see that. I think I'm going to need the instruction booklet now. So it comes with a booklet. It's pretty thick, as you can imagine. Okay, so we can start putting these knee guards on. Those just clip on with magnets. Got like a gas tank on his leg. There's this little piece of rebar. It goes over here. Just to make it a little bit wider. I can't believe how big this base is, man. Okay, then the harness has to go in.
Done it.
Alright. Start putting some of these gauntlets on. Boom. Let's get the other arm in. A lot of people have said that this arm was loose, but mine feels pretty snug. Yo, this thing is a monster. Alright, let's put this gauntlet on. Okay. A lot of weight for this turntable, man. Alright, next up we got these piston looking things. Oh, these have lights too. Pretty faint lights. Kind of blink a little bit. Alright, what is this? So a lot of these pieces have little battery packs And this one makes his eyes light up. Alright guys, so here's the Hulkbuster Pose 1 all set up. Man, this is just a crazy piece, man. This thing is huge. The turntable can't even really handle it. You can see why it's so expensive once you have it in person, man, because this thing is just ridiculously big. So let's take a look at Pose 2, and then we'll do a review, and we'll get into some close-ups here, and see what else we got going on with Hulkbuster.
Who done it?
Alright, y'all. Here goes Pose 2. I really don't even know what to say. This is incredible. Iron Man busting out of the Hulkbuster armor. Looks like he used it in battle. It's broken down. It's shut down. So he's got to hop out and do what he's got to do. It's just so crazy seeing a quarter scale piece busting out of this monstrous thing. I mean, this base is the biggest thing I've ever seen. This Hulkbuster is huge. Wasn't easy to put together. But I can't even enjoy myself because I'm trying to explain to you what I got going on over here, man. But it's just like really amazing. I mean, this is definitely how I gotta pose it, man. To me, it's just like really impressive the way that this thing is engineered. Alright guys, first things first, let's talk a little bit about the piece. The XM Studios Hulkbuster is what's called an XM exclusive. It has an edition size of 999. I was fortunate enough to get the low number of 24 out of 999, so pretty low edition number. It does come with an XM Studios very classy assembly book that tells you, where all the pieces go and where they are in the box, which is kind of helpful, like if you ever need to box these things back up. Here's an example of that. So let's give some shout outs. First of all, the concept and design was done by XM Studios Design and Development Team in Studio Hive, and the sculpt was by the Chikarik brothers, very talented guys. It does also come with an art print, which is an awesome art print that XM Studios always throws in for free. And it's basically the concept art of, the actual statue. I gotta get these framed one day, man. As far as measurements from the piece, this is considered Pose 2 with Iron Man coming out of the Hulkbuster armor, which is going to be the tallest one. And it stands about 32 inches tall. Yeah, about 32 inches tall at its highest. The width, you're looking at about 33, 34 inches for the width. And the depth is about 18 inches. Shoot, you better say about 20 inches just to be safe, man. Definitely doesn't fit in a Besta. You're going to have to put this thing, which what I'm going to do is put it in a PAX unit on the bottom shelf so that the weight doesn't, you can't put this anywhere but on the bottom shelf or on a coffee table or on a desk like this where it just takes over everything. Alright guys, so here we have Iron Man separated from the Hulkbuster armor. He has his own similar base. And I really love this piece, man. I have never had an Iron Man piece. I just never could find that right one. I try to stay away from movie pieces. So I've had my eye on a couple comic book accurate ones, like the classic XM Studios one. But then I just figured, man, I'll get the Hulkbuster. You get a whole Iron Man statue with it, so you might as well. Here's Hulkbuster all assembled. It is really impressive, y'all. It is like such a massive piece. Look at this thing, man. This thing is humongous. Anyway, it goes character bio time. Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, first appeared in Tales of Suspense 39 in 1963. He was created by Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Larry Lieber, and Don Heck. Now, the Hulkbuster armor first appeared in Iron Man 304 in 1994. That book actually became a spec book when it was announced that the Hulkbuster armor was going to make an appearance in Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. Since then, it's cooled down a little bit, though. But that's just a quick, brief history on Iron Man and the Hulkbuster armor. Iron Man, I mean, his 2008 movie, the first movie for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, really changed the game for comic book movies and really set the bar for what comic book movies and shared universes can be. I think we're on like the 18th or 19th MCU movie now, all thanks to this guy. First of all, if I'm starting with the base, it's got a rock base. Again, the biggest base that I've ever seen in person. It's got a lot of good textures of paint to it. It looks like similar to one of the Spider-Man villains' bases. It's got a lot of rebar in it. It's got brown dirt going into gray rock. It's got chunks of brick. It's got iron. What do you call that? Scaffolding. A lot of jagged rocks. And it's just really, really impressive, the sheer width of this thing, man. Going up to Hulkbuster, the second half of his legs is the heaviest part of this piece. And the design on the feet with the toes looks really good. And it's got a real weathered looking splatter design on the feet, like this gray. I don't know if it's mud or if it's supposed to be paint that's been chipped off, but it actually goes really well with the same color stone. The paint is really good. I mean, you have this metallic red with this dull gold, battle damage everywhere. If you're looking at the knees or the thighs, you have these gashes. All these pistons and pipes and just so much intricate design in the piece. I feel like I should just shut up and just show you this thing close up and let you just see for yourself, man. There's light up functions on the back of the legs, in the hands, and in the eyes of the helmets. Turn on the hands here. Also, the little thrusters in his back are light ups too, and they have like a flickering look to it. The battle damage in his right gauntlet and right shoulder are really good, and they really show you the inner workings of the Hulkbuster armor, which is really awesome. It has a different color. It's silver underneath the gold painting. I love like the vertebrae and the abdominal section of the Hulkbuster. I think it's really cool. This pose with Iron Man busting out shows the inside of the Hulkbuster armor where he rests. It's got the flaps opening up. You got the broken, damaged repulsor battery, and the inner workings are really cool. We'll talk about Iron Man separately when I take him down, and we'll do a review solo on him. So if we were to do let's do a review on Iron Man. Like I said, his base is very similar. It has the same kind of gray rock with rebar and red brick. The paint on the suit, I really love it, man. It reminds me kind of just like the movie, where it's like metallic red and that dull gold. But it doesn't come off as a movie piece. It comes off as a comic book piece. So, I really love that. I love all the intricate like lines and gears in the suit, like on his knees. It's just a really clean piece. I mean, it's a standalone statue by itself. I'm going to put another premium format piece next to him so you guys can see. Like, it's not smaller than a regular piece. It really holds its own. I love the details in the back and on his helmet. I don't know why, but I really like the feet, how it has like those two toes. But I'm very impressed with this Iron Man piece. I kind of thought it was just going to be a little addition to the Hulkbuster, which in comparison, I mean, it is. But I would have bought this piece by itself as an Iron Man piece. It looks dope, man. I really like it a lot. Moving on to the Hulkbuster. I mean, we've talked about him already with Pose 2, but let's look back at Pose 1. When he is all together like this, it just has so much mass. He's cultivating mass. And it's got a really intimidating presence to him, man. He looks like Hulk, but an Iron Man version. He's just so beastly. I really do. I love everything about this piece, man. I wish I didn't have to put it at the bottom of a PAX over there in the loft, but I don't know what else I could do with this guy. He's just so big, man. They have these little circular battery compartments with buttons. So with this helmet, the lights just stay on white. On the Iron Man coming out of the Hulkbuster Pose 2, where the helmet's back, the lights are blinking like he's been damaged. But not in this one. This one is just, who wants some? This thing casts a shadow over me, man. I don't know what else to say. Alright, so I did want to bring out like a Sideshow premium format just so you can get an idea of the size. Now, Spider-Man is taller, but if you look at like proportions of the body, you can see that Iron Man is just as big as any quarter scale statue. It's its own piece for sure. I thought I was only gonna display it coming out of Hulkbuster, but I don't think so, man. I think you're kind of doing him a disservice hiding him like that. You know, we'll see what I do. Maybe I'll probably switch it up, but I have Captain America coming in, so maybe I'll put Hulkbuster a little bit deep into PAX and have Iron Man and Captain America kind of to the front of him a little bit on each corner. Alright guys, so what I wanted to do here was compare Hulkbuster next to some other very massive pieces. So we got him next to the Sideshow Galactus maquette. And as you can see, the Hulkbuster is taller. I believe the maquette is about 30 inches tall. Yeah, 30 inches tall. So Iron Man has a good 2 inches on him. But not only that, if you look at the width, I mean, there's no comparison. The width is just, as you can see, I have no words, man, for this piece. Galactus, still one of my favorite pieces in my collection. Be careful with this bad boy. So, if you have this piece or you're familiar with it, you can get an idea of how big the Hulkbuster is just, you know, standing next to this guy. Wow, this is really crazy. Let's look at one more massive piece. Let's get Thanos on Throne down here. Alright guys, another big boy in the collection is Thanos on Throne, the maquette from Sideshow Collectibles. He's not the tallest piece, but he has a lot of width and a lot of presence. So stacked up to the XM Hulkbuster, it doesn't even compare when it comes to that. Now, you know, Galactus and Thanos, I still love them both. They're some of my favorite pieces in my collection, but if we're just talking about how does it measure up, you can see the difference. Hulkbuster is just on another level, y'all. So I hope that's cool for the comparisons. Let me know what you guys think. It's probably a lot bigger than you thought when you see it stacked up next to some of these other pieces. All right, y'all, there you have it. I know this was a long video. Thanks for sticking with me, but this is just, basically two huge statues and a lot of pieces, a lot of assembly. But I think it was worth it. I mean, this is by far the biggest piece that I have in my collection. One of the most impressive, if not the most impressive. XM Studios packaging, second to none. No damages or anything like that. Drop me a like on the way out. Hit me with a comment. What do you think about the piece? Any questions that you have? Anything that I didn't cover in this extremely long video? Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more statue unboxing and reviews. The next one we should be having should be the Sideshow Captain America premium format, the brand new one that was sculpted by Daniel Bell. So, yeah, man. Until then, y'all stay minty. Peace.